let me begin with the end in mind, really, but also too, to give you some background and context for this particular professional learning session. For me, even before the COVID and also before this latest artificial intelligence frenzy, I was actually looking at how we needed to actually involve young people in more authentic real-world learning experiences for them to be able to develop their capability and capacity, and in particular to develop their future-ready skills. Mainly because in the workforce that they're going to enter later on down the track, their employer is going to provide them with the technical and the knowledge base that they will need to be able to perform in the work that they're doing. But what they won't have available to them is all of that future-ready skills, which is not only about their skills and capability, but also developing their emotional intelligence for when they have to kind of stick with things. And when we get kids involved in real-world learning, we're connecting with something that is meaningful for them. And so they will have a higher level of attachment to exploring that and be more connected. And so that's where the personalised learning comes in, because they take charge of what it is that they're wanting to be involved in for a particular project. And I'll explore this a little bit further, because when they're involved in that, they actually set up the expectation. So they're setting up the challenge of what they want to pursue, but also they're actually being engaged at a higher level because it's more purpose-driven. It's more purpose-driven because it's meaningful for them. They have some emotional attachment and they want to explore it because it's a concern or an issue or a problem or some type of event that it has more meaning for them than something we may actually put forward in the way of a piece of assessment that we've rolled out over the years. It's important for us in the current educational climate to be developing leading learners, because they're going to have to be learning all the time. If you go out and do some of the research, you will see that 30% of their time in their work life is going to be constantly learning on the job. And that's going to get even more demanding as they enter into jobs that haven't even been invented at this point in time. Now, I know we hear that all the time, but it's actually becoming more apparent now because of the way that we're seeing this exponential growth in AI and machine learning and AI involved in the workforce. So ultimately, we want to actually get kids who know what it is to be a lifelong learner, and to do that, we can be facilitating their learning so they can develop their skills. Now, for me, I tend to be more of an intuitive thinker when it comes to putting together programs for young people to engage in, rather than kind of following the norm. And so I'll be sharing with you some elements of that. In particular, for the work that I've been doing with the Genius School in the last 5-7 years. And in particular, when COVID came along, because they got me more involved in their programs and in developing the curriculum, because they had to shift, as many of us did, from face-to-face to looking at more hybrid learning environments. So there is that paradigm shift that takes place.